Salute, boxing fans, critics, and analysts. Renee Box Young going live with you, with the community. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for, the recent subscribers, all the subscribers, man. Your support. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And like I said, man, it's all about you. It's all about the community. Talking some boxing, you know what I mean? And I wanted to go live, and you know how I do it. I usually wait till the dust settles to talk a little bit about some reactions that I had, concerning the fights that we have previously seen. Jamal James versus Thomas Dulorme, Terri Harper versus Natasha Jonas. Okay, I want to talk about that, but first I want to give a little warm-up topic. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you, man. I thank you so much for tuning in, listening, commenting, on the lives I've been on going on. And it's so much fun, man. I really love you guys, man. I really appreciate it. And we're a community, man. It's a trip how, before we get into it, it's a trip how, we're in an era where, everyone can just socialize, communicate, get together virtually. I wish it were in person. It would be a lot more interesting. Well, I mean, it is interesting as it is, what I'm saying? But from the comfort of our own homes with our devices, electronic devices, wherever we're going, it's cool, you know what I mean? But it would be cool one day, to meet up everybody, it would be awesome, man. So, I mean, it's awesome how nowadays, in this era, we're so accustomed to it. We're so used to it, you know what I mean? To communicating virtually. It's an awesome thing, you know what I mean? Getting to know all you guys, ladies and gentlemen, from all walks of life, different walks of life, different experiences, but we all got things in common, you know what I mean? Is, the love of the sport of boxing, the thrill we get, the entertainment, you know what I mean? And the things that we learn from, boxing as a whole, you know what I mean? From the sport of boxing. And it's awesome. Things that we can apply in our lives. And it's just so fun, man, learning from you, each and every one of you, the comments, the guests that we have on. It's just a ball, man. I have so much fun. And, so that's what I want to talk about today, man. I want to talk about first. Take a sip of my coffee here. I want to talk about, Tank Davis. I think people have seen him sparring. There are some clips going out there of him, just clips of him sparring. There is a recent one. I'm sure they'll probably keep pushing these clips of him. Now, the thing here is that, Leo Santa Cruz, I haven't seen much of him, like training, or it doesn't, there are fighters who are low key, man, straight up low key. And it seems like Leo Santa Cruz is one of those, he doesn't really, show him sparring or in the gym much as other fighters do. And, we're seeing clips floating around of Gervonta Tank Davis. And he is, working on his uppercut, man. He's working on his uppercut. And I think one of the recent clips of him sparring was against I don't know if it's a Cuban or Puerto Rican guy, young man, fighter. I don't even know his name, man. But, he had a black eye, I think a right black eye after the session. And you can tell, and the clips there, you can see that he's working on those uppercuts, man. And there's another clip, too. He's working on those uppercuts, man. Vicious uppercuts. Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, there's, it's a thing that when it comes to recording yourself, and sparring and, letting clips go out in the open, for the world to see. And it can misguide the opponent, making him or her think that, because obviously women's boxing applies too, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in my post-fight reaction on that. It can work both ways. Like, you can deceive or it can trick the opponent, seeing clips and them getting the interpretation or, the perception that the fighter is going to fight like being shown in the clip. You see what I'm saying? Like in the clips that are being shown in sparring sessions, it can go that way, or, it can go, you're kind of revealing secrets that you don't want, or not necessarily that you don't want the public to know, but, so that there's two things, these clips of sparring sessions being pumped out there in the open, by fighters, in this case, Gervonta Tank Davis, maybe he's showing some things, right, to the community and or into his opponent and to their camp that what he's going to do or what he's trying to, it's like a psychological game. Maybe he's trying to show, hey, I'm going to fight like this. But in actuality, it probably isn't. You know what I'm saying? So, but we see that Leo Santa Cruz, I mean, he's not, showing no clips of him really, of him sparring or training. He's a low key guy. He's a humble, low key guy. It doesn't mean that people who, push out sparring session videos aren't humble, nothing of that nature. But we know that Leo Santa Cruz is more of a humble guy, quiet guy. And so we don't see much of his videos, but we don't see much videos of Leo Santa Cruz sparring or anything like that. But I know he is. I mean, as a matter of fact, I remember pushing a video some months ago about what Leo Santa Cruz said about fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. I think this was before the fight was even official, when it was just rumors. Obviously now the fight's official, but this was months ago, man. Yeah, I posted a video. I did a video on Leo Santa Cruz and what he said about fighting Tank Davis. And I think Brusco, salute, brother. Thanks so much for tuning in, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Right now, we're just talking about Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Tank Davis and some recent things that I have been seeing. And then we're going to get to the post-fight reactions to those two fights that are there in the thumbnail. So, Leo Santa Cruz in that video, I explained, and it was on Twitter. I did reference to Twitter in that video. And I think he said that he's training. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, all right, go check that video out. I haven't seen it in a while. Sometimes I go playback. I go to my playback and I go to my my videos and playback just to analyze and, self-evaluation, self-critique. And if I recall, Leo Santa Cruz was saying that like he was training and preparing, and this was months ago. So that's the thing, man, that Leo Santa Cruz, I mean, he's disciplined. He never misses weight. That's not a real issue with him. From what I know, I don't think he has missed weight. Okay. And, he stays fit throughout the year, as far as his weight and fighting in the division that he fights in, the weight that he fights in, he has a good head on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Really good head on his shoulders. So that's the thing about Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, that's a thing that Gervonta Tank Davis has to watch out for. But what we do see with Gervonta Tank Davis, it looks like he's working on that uppercut. He's working on that uppercut in sparring, man, and he's vicious when he spars. When he spars, man, it looks like he's like fighting, you know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just him sparring. We don't know, right? Maybe that's just his way of sparring and he's working on craft. I don't know. But he does look pretty vicious. And the thing is that getting back to what I was saying, that the recent sparring video that came out with his sparring partner, I think it was a Puerto Rican guy, Cuban guy, I don't know his name, but he said that they were asking him. The reporter was asking him questions. Hey, how was he? How was it? How was your experience? Sparring Tank Davis and blah blah blah. And the reporter finally asked, hey, how's his power? How's Tank Davis's power? And he said, you don't. In other words, he was kind of like alluding to saying that you don't want to go toe to toe with Tank Davis. That's what he was trying to say. That's what he was saying, pretty much. And then he said, if you fight Tank Davis toe to toe, you got to be really smart. You got to be intelligent. That's what he did say. Okay, so that's Tank Davis' sparring partner saying that. Okay, one of his sparring partners at least, because there's another clip going around of Gervonta Tank Davis fighting another guy, sparring another partner. So it looks like a bigger guy too. So this Latin guy, okay, this Latin opponent said that, I repeat, he was alluding to the fact that Gervonta Tank Davis has power. He's strong. He's just a really strong power puncher, okay? And that he was kind of like recommending for a fighter not to go toe-to-toe with Tank Davis. And if he goes toe-to-toe, in this case, Leo Santa Cruz, goes toe-to-toe with Tank Davis, you got to be really smart. You got to be intelligent. You got to fight intelligent on the inside. Now, that's the thing, okay? That's Tank Davis sparring partners, what he was expressing. Now, when you compare, when you go back and watch Leo Santa Cruz fights, I I don't think, guys, that he's gonna be able to take those punches, man. Gervonta Tank Davis is a smart fighter on the inside too. I mean, that's another thing that we got to understand, that Gervonta Tank Davis knows how to box on the inside. He knows how to fight on the inside. Leo Santa Cruz is accustomed to that too. But I don't think he will, have the best defense. I mean, that's the thing here. I mean, he does have a good high guard. Leo Santa Cruz knows how to keep, he knows how to defend himself with his gloves, you know what I'm saying, with his high guard on the inside, tucked up and stuff like that. But I think Gervonta Tank Davis is just going to pick Leo Santa Cruz apart, man. And he has to really, really watch out for those uppercuts. Like I said it before. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it, that Leo Santa Cruz needs to really, really watch out for Gervonta Tank Davis's uppercuts, because in these sparring videos, man, it looks like he's really working on it. I mean, it doesn't mean that he's only depending on the uppercut. You know what I mean? I don't think Gervonta Tank Davis in his corner, in his camp, obviously Mayweather's training him. We all know that. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, he's not, he's super intelligent. He's not just depending on one thing. You see, that's the thing here. And it seems like sometimes people undermine it, that, that Floyd Mayweather probably won't be a good trainer, but I mean, he does have a lot of knowledge to give to Gervonta Tank Davis. He has a lot of things to share with him. So that's the thing, you know what I mean? Bruce Goes, let's see real quick. Let's get to Bruce Goes right here. Let me get to, so you said they did, I didn't know that, bro. You see, I love when you comment, man. You got so many things I learned from you, man. They did a PSI on Boxer's Power a few years. I do remember that. Yeah, I think it was. Who was there? Was it Brazil? I think it was. Yeah, I think Brazil was there. I think it was a PB. I think it was a PBC type of thing, interview with 3 fighters, or I don't remember. I think Brazil was there, and Gervonta Tank Davis, or I'm not sure if it was just him alone, but I do remember that. I do remember like something along those lines, because PBC would frequently do that. Yeah. I forgot the program. Remember, it's the program that got canceled recently, with this whole pandemic stuff, man. Where Abner Maros was there, Sean Porter, right? And that lady, I don't know what that anchor woman's name was. I have no idea. She's like a British lady. They did a PSI on Boxer's Power a few years ago. So Tank had one of the highest of all. Man, are you kidding, dude? I didn't think he had the highest, but man, it's it's just crazy. As a matter of fact, there's also a video. I don't remember where. I mean, there's just so many things, so many outlets nowadays, and social media and all this in this digital era we're in, man. So many outlets, so many sources. Which would I say? I don't remember where I saw it from, but even since Tank was a kid, there's a clip of him throwing a left hand. I think it was a left, man, a straight left hand, boom, to a little kid. Tank has been boxing since he was a little kid. So there's a video around there that has him punching a kid, and man, it looked like he had power in that punch since he was a kid. So I mean, this is a God-given gift that he has had since he was a kid, man. That power ain't no joke. So I mean, I'm not saying that because of Tank's power, he's just going to win with his power. No, like this is what I'm getting back to what I was saying, that, I mean, he has Floyd Mayweather on the side. He has a lot of tools. He's going to be teaching him some things, man. He's going to be saying, hey, obviously he's going to be probably telling him directly or teaching him indirectly, in camp, not to just depend on one tool. Definitely not. Bruce Go says here, that's the one the man hits like a mule's kick. Man, yeah, dude. I mean, that's, oh my God. And I don't even want to imagine how it is getting hit by a mule, dude, or getting hit by a horse. I mean, there have been people, where I'm not a ranch guy, okay? I'm a city boy, okay? But I do love nature. I love it. But I'm a city boy, man. I just grew up in the city, Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, West Coast. Since I was a little, I didn't even, you know what? Well, I don't want to get too many details, but I grew up there, man, since I was a baby. All right. And I'm a city boy. I've never been attracted to ranch and stuff like that. But I mean, I've seen clips and videos, and I have heard, getting kicked by a horse, man, that can be deadly, man. That's just crazy. That's crazy. And Gervonta Tank Davis, man, he has those punches, man. And that's the thing here. I mean, people misinterpret and think that, Gervonta Tank Davis is gonna, just rely on his power. Heck no. No, he's not. No, he's not. And like I said, Gervonta Tank Davis sparring partner, one of his recent sparring partners said that. He said, his power, you got to fight really intelligently on the inside. Leo Santa Cruz does fight great on the inside. He's a good inside fighter, outside fighter. I mean, he's a toe-to-toe guy. But it's just not. I don't think what Leo Santa Cruz has. Okay, I don't think the tools that he has and what he has shown, throughout the years and his style is gonna work to fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. I think one of the only things. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying that Leo is a bad opponent and he's just gonna get smashed. I don't know, but I do think he's gonna get KO'd though. I mean, but there's always a chance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure, I mean, that's like I said, let me go back to that video I was talking about that I made, that if I'm not mistaken, Leo said that, and this was months ago, man. This was months ago. I don't even remember which month. I'm not the best with time, okay? Like, time goes by so fast, I don't even pay attention to it. I mean, it sounds weird, but one of the only reasons why I pay attention to it, is important dates, and, personal life, important dates and things of that nature, or work. You know what I'm saying? Being attentive and being in the know as far as work and calendars and, you know what I'm saying? Semesters, I study also. So, I mean, but apart from that, when I'm like at home and just relaxing, I don't even think of the time. I'm good at blocking things out, man. I'm really good at just blocking things out of my mind that's, so that's what I'm saying. I don't really remember when Leo Santa Cruz said this, but it was months ago. And if I'm not mistaken, he said at that time he was like preparing. And the fight wasn't even official yet, guys, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't even official yet. So that's the thing we got to watch out for Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, he's not, he's preparing. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Leo Santa Cruz, man. So that's the thing. So I don't see, through the years of seeing Leo Santa Cruz, and I love him, man. I've seen him coming up in pro boxing, and I really like what I see, but just when you just compare these styles, man, I don't, the one of the chances that Leo has is, yes, what he said, he's going to take him deep waters. I mean, yes, Leo has super stamina. I mean, his stamina is off the charts, man, and that can work on his behalf. Tiring out Gervonta. But Gervonta is just too vicious and fast. He's fast, he's vicious, and he's just going to go in for the kill. And one of the things, obviously, everybody knows it time and time again, if Gervonta is not healthy, if he's not in shape, cardio, stamina, Leo has a good chance. Bruce Ghost says here, that's why they fight and not phone it in, fam. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're right, Bruce. You're definitely right, bro. So, I mean, we'll see. I just want to give that a warm up topic as far as, what I think, what I've seen in these sparring clips. Obviously, sparring clips is just a few seconds. I mean, it's a couple minutes. I mean, it's no big deal, right? It's not much. It's not everything. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little glimpse. That's all. I mean, it's just a little glimpse. So it's just a little taste, right? So, I mean, it's not everything. We can't depend on just sparring videos and, I think he's going to win because of the sparring. Not necessarily, right? I mean, that's not what it is. So, I mean, we got to understand that also, right? So, I mean, but I mean, it's important. I want to bring this up because what his sparring partner has said, his recent sparring partner. So what Tank Davis's recent sparring partner has said. So, I mean, man, I just don't, I don't know, man. That power is no joke. Like I said, I've been hit before. I've sparred before. I've trained. Getting hit hard is just wow. So I don't know, man. Leo Santa Cruz, it's going to be fun to watch, man. I can't wait for that date. I cannot wait for that date. It's pay-per-view, if I remember correctly. I think, yeah, it's pay-per-view. And you guys have seen it. I don't really pay attention too much to numbers, okay? But, I mean, it's going out there. It's nice to say. It's good to know, what I'm saying? Be aware and then to know that PBC, you're right. This post-fight reaction, what I'm going to talk about, Jamal James versus Thomas Dulorme, numbers did great, man. Great numbers. And that's awesome. I think that's cool. You know what I mean? I think that's cool. If Jamal James, all right, versus Thomas Dulorme did those numbers, okay, Imagine what Spence and Danny Garcia is going to do. Wow. Imagine what numbers. I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be great, man. These turnouts, the Charlo brothers cards. I mean, I think the fights are going to be great. The numbers are going to be great because Jamal James was what? What was the peak? 1 million some odd viewers. That's awesome. I think that's a plus. And I'm not the type of person. I've said it before. I mean, I'll say it again that I'm not the type of person to lean towards promotional companies and favor promotional companies, but I do applaud, the positive from each promotional company. You know what I'm saying? Looks like Top Rank hasn't been pushing out the best numbers, even Shakur Stevenson and great fighter. You know what I'm saying? They have had some good fighters, in cards after this, in the midst of this pandemic or whatever. And the numbers don't compared to what we saw with Jamal James and Thomas Dulorme, man. A million some odd, just over 1 million peak viewers, average. I don't even remember 600,000 some odd viewers. That's awesome. That is awesome stuff. Matchroom, if I'm not mistaken, Matchroom in Eddie Hearn's backyard or whatever, right? It didn't. And obviously the demographics is different in that area. The UK, I mean, it's smaller. There are less. The population is less, if I'm not mistaken, right? But what did they max out on? What, a couple 100,000 or something? I don't even remember, but it wasn't that much. But I mean, that's great. That's positive. Jamal James versus Thomas Dulorme, that card and the viewership was great, man. So I think that's great. I think that's positive. I think it's going towards the right direction. And we just gotta hope and pray, man. We gotta hope and pray that things get better, man. I mean, more than anything, I'm learning from this pandemic. I'm learning to be, more patient. As it is, I'm quite patient, but I'm not, we all got to work on our patience. So in all aspects of our lives, right? Patience, persistence, hope, keeping our faith high, being optimistic, being positive, and we apply it to boxing and what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm optimistic because that's a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. That's a great sign, man. 1 million, peaking at 1 million, just over 1 million viewers. And that's Jamal James versus Thomas Dulorme. I mean, those names, great names, you know what I mean? But I mean, when you compare them, as far as, with other fighters in the welterweight division, I mean, that's good numbers. That's good numbers, man. Let me get here. D Hodges, what's up, brother? What is good, bro? What is good, man? I appreciate you. What up, Renee and chat? LWC salute family. Salute to y'all, man. Salute to the LWC community also, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. All you guys, man, show a bunch of love, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. Brusco, saluting. I needed boxing talk. Yeah, man. I actually, I just felt like going live. You know what? Quick story, real quick. I had this in my mind because, I usually do post-fight reactions days after. Days after the fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even a week after. Or a few days. I do like I did the Angelo Leo versus, the Angelo Leo fight versus Williams. If I'm not mistaken, right? That fight, I did post-fight reaction, but it was days later. So, I mean, I usually do it days later. And it was in my mind. And I couldn't, sometimes I can't sleep at night, man. I mean, it's just, I just got my mind racing. And I worked on the thumbnail like at 2 a.m, 3 a.m. I got up, got my computer. I was like, I'm working the thumbnail because I got to talk this boxing, man. I got to get back. I love this. I love it. It's got to talk about it, man. I was actually thinking about talking about it in my car on my way to work. But, I changed my schedule today, my agenda. So I can go in a little bit later. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? So I can do it here from home more comfortably, whatever, right? So definitely, man, got to hear this boxing talk. Got to talk this boxing. So that's what I think, okay? Now, that's what I wanted to bring out to you guys first. Tank Davis, man, them sparring clips ain't no joke. And the thing about Tank, okay, look, real quick, to top that off. Tank Davis, remember that video went viral. One of his, I think it's his first sparring clip that we have seen for a while, when he was sparring Red Catch, and that beef they had on Twitter and stuff. Shots fired. I made a video called Shots Fired, something like that something like that, right? But they were going back and forth on Twitter and stuff. And, Tank Davis, man, he's just vicious when he spars. I mentioned that earlier, but dude, I mean, he was just, just, man, I don't know, man. Leo Santa Cruz. I love Leo Santa Cruz, but man, ouch. I don't know how much longer Leo Santa Cruz is going to fight. He has a great trajectory. He has a great career. After this, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if Tank Davis is going to put him down to the effect that Leo might say, you know what, I'm going to call it a career. I'm going to lay back and just retire. Who knows, right? But man, Tank is just, and the thing here, Tank is a hungry guy, dude. Like when he fights, we got to understand that. I made a video on it a while ago. This was a quick clip I did with my telephone, right? I mean, if I remember correctly, this was a while ago, man. You know, when Tank is, check this out, guys. Psychologically, when Tank is in press conferences or in weigh-ins, look at his, in face-offs, just look at his demeanor, look at his face. He just wants to annihilate the person. Okay, Tank Davis is referred to like a little Mike Tyson. And I don't think, you know, he shouldn't be referred to Mike Tyson just because of the power. And that's what most people, you know, see him as. I've heard it before. Oh, yeah, Tank Davis is like a little Mike Tyson. Because then, and most people say it because of his power. I don't say it because of his power. Well, yeah, of course, part of it is because of his power. But another part is because of, look at his face-offs. Man, when you look at Mike Tyson, when he used to face off with his opponents, and when he used to be in the ring with the referee, you know, giving the instructions and stuff like that, with the teams, you know, face to face, Mike Tyson, man, oh my gosh, that was a scary, intimidating look. He would look down your soul. He would look through your soul. That's what Tank does. And you know, this is, I've seen this. This is what I see when I see Tank Davis. When he face off, when he does face offs, and when he's just sitting there, I made a video about it. Because it was like, look at this guy, man. He's in the zone. Okay. Like, for example, in press conferences, when they're sitting in the tables, right? They're sitting there, each team on each side, on different sides, opposite sides of each other. And when the opponent is talking, Tank is just in the zone, just staring, looking at and into nothingness. It looks like he's looking into nothingness. But he's visualizing. I mean, he's just visualizing what he's going to do. It seems like he's not there. I made a video about it a while ago. I don't remember what the heck I called it, man. I mean, I don't remember, man. But I mean, if I find it, I can share it. But I forgot. I think I put like, I forgot what I called it, man. But I screenshotted it. I think him just sitting there in the zone, looking into the crowd. I mean, that's the thing about Tank, man. When it seems like when the fight gets closer, and this is apart from him missing his weight, him missing weight. I'm talking about generally most of his fights. You know, when he doesn't miss weights or whatever, man, he's just in the zone and ready to annihilate opponents. I mean, I don't know if people focus on that part, but I do. I pay attention in the press conferences. I pay attention to their expressions, their faces, how they talk, how they speak. The look in their eyes. You see what I'm saying? But oh man. So I mean, that's another thing. I think Tank, man, in this fight, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome. So that's that. All right. Now let's get into the fight, the post-fight reactions of right here. I think we should start with let's start with the ladies first, all right? Let's start with the ladies. We got Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas. I think that that was a great fight, man. I'm sure everybody enjoyed it who watched it. You know, Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas, great fight, man. It was so much fun to watch. Action-packed. You know, they were fighting for the if I'm not mistaken, they were fighting for the WBC super featherweight title. Okay. And what's interesting about it, I want to mention this, is that, and I want to highlight it, and I don't think many people paid attention to it. You know, like I said, I pay attention to things, and it seems like I pay attention to little things, but they're not little things. And I'm sure a lot of people maybe knew it or don't. I don't know. Like I said, there's so much social media out there, you know, platforms of the sport of boxing. Sorry if you hear the dogs in the back there, man. They're out there in the yard barking away, living that dog life. You know what I'm saying? Having fun. So, you know, Natasha Jonas, she, if I'm not mistaken, she was the first British woman, British Olympian. So that's cool. I mean, you know, she boxes great. She really boxes great. I mean, a lot of people saw it as somewhat controversial as far as the decision, you know, Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas. But before I get to that, let me focus a little bit on their fighting. You know, I mean, the thing about women's boxing, man, is they go at it. I mean, you know, I remember I made a video some time ago when it was when Clarissa Shields, shouts out, man, to Clarissa Shields, man, and versus Hammer. think it was Christina Hammer. I forgot her last name. But you know, back in that, and I remember when Clarissa Shields also went down. I think for the first time when she fought Gabriella, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot her last name. I'm not good with names, like I said. You know, I'm not the best with names. And you know, I think I made a post fight reaction with Clarissa Shields and Christina Hammer. And you know, I've been interested in women's boxing for a while. I've watched it, and maybe I don't follow it too hard, you know, too hardcore. But I mean, this fight, it's really gonna get me more into it. I mean, it doesn't mean I wasn't into it, no, but you know, there's just so many fights, and there's just so many fights that you can cover. You know what I'm saying? And watch. There's so many fights going on throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the years, there have been so many fights going on, and this is one of the fights I really wanted to watch. You know, and so the thing here is that Natasha Jonas, you know, and Terri Harper, I mean, they fought very clean. I mean, we gotta take our hats off to these ladies, you know, these warriors. They fought very clean, and you know, they were clinching and stuff, but they fought great on the inside. It was clean. No, not really any headbutts. I don't remember any headbutts. Maybe there was one, but I don't recall that. I don't recall any headbutts in the fight. You know, and I think I wanted to say this. I think one reason why it can be, okay? I think one reason to why, check this out, to why women, you know, boxing is a lot more, it seems a lot more action-packed, entertaining, toe-to-toe, you know, active exchanges is because they're 2-minute rounds. You see, they're 2-minute rounds. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Clarissa Shields. She was talking about propagating or, you know, suggesting, recommending that women boxing should be 3 minutes. If I'm not mistaken, it was Clarissa Shields that was saying that recently, a few months ago. I don't remember when. I think she was talking about that, supporting that and saying that, you know, speaking up about women's boxing should have 3-minute rounds. If I'm not mistaken, it was her. Now, that's one reason why I think, okay, that woman boxing seems a lot more, it is, a lot more entertaining, action-packed, like I just said a moment ago, exchanging back and forth, more punches, more, you know, action, is because they're 2-minute rounds, and they have to get their points. You see what I mean? So I think that's one reason why women's boxing is like that. Apart from that, I guess we can say, you know, women are more emotional, and they just go at it, man. Their emotions get running, and boom, boom, they just start going at it. And, you know, I love it. It's just awesome. But I think that's one of the reasons why they're probably more active in rounds. Women's boxing in general. So I'm talking about in general, because in women's boxing, we see it so much. And I think it's because it's 2-minute rounds, and they got to win the rounds. You see what I'm saying? And obviously because of the emotional factor, you know, I mean, they're just, you know, the adrenaline starts going, they just start going at it. And maybe generally speaking, okay, women's boxing, I have seen, you know, throughout the years that, you know, maybe they don't have the best defense on the inside. They just start, it kind of reminds me of, okay, I know this is a weird comparison, but it's no offense at all. It's just talking about styles, right? Level-headed analysis on this, okay? So, like, for example, it kind of reminds me of Leo Santa Cruz when he fights on the inside. When he throws them blows, man, he's just boom, 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 his head down and just throwing blows, kind of. I kind of see that sometimes with women boxing. I'm not, okay, don't misinterpret it, please. Oh, Leo Santa Cruz fights like a woman. No, of course not. I'm just, it just reminds me of that, okay? Obviously, Leo Santa Cruz has his own style, is different, distinct, whatever, right? But generally speaking, women's boxing, like when they fight on the inside and just throw blows, sometimes they're just, sometimes they're not, you know, they don't have the best defense on the inside. But but with Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas, I think I was saying Natasha Jones. I'm sorry, Jonas. Between Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas, they were fighting wonderfully on the inside. Beautiful defense, beautiful. Wow. I was enjoying every second of that fight, man. It was so fun to watch. Now, if we go to the scorecards, all right, I think it was 96-94, okay? 96-94, they had Terri Harper, and 96-95, Jonas, okay? And then another judge had 95-95. So I'll repeat it. It was Harper 96-94. Another judge had 96-95 for Jonas and 95-95. So personally, I think Natasha Jonas had the better I mean, had she won, I think it would have been legit. You know what I mean? I think Terri Harper had to do a little bit more because if I remember correct, she was a champ. Okay, if you're a champ, you should make that known. Okay, you should win the rounds more convincingly. You see what I'm saying? I think Terri Harper should have done more. Okay, because Natasha Jonas, I mean, they were both landing beautiful shots. I mean, beautiful fighting on the inside. Beautiful. I mean, the first few rounds with Natasha Jonas, man, such beautiful boxing. I mean, at the distance, a jab, really high IQ. I mean, these fighters are great fighters. I mean, I love them. But I think Natasha Jonas had more of the cleaner shots. And remember, she rocked Terri Harper. And what I was kind of frustrated, man, because I don't remember which round it was. I think it was round 8. I don't remember which round, but Natasha Jonas rocked Terri Harper. And I don't know if it was for balance, but I think a lot had to do with power, though. Natasha Jonas, bam! I think it was a left hook. I don't remember what punch it was, but man, Terri Harper was going to go down. And then that's when Terri Harper started clinching a lot. Obviously, when a fighter's hurt, when you see a fighter get rocked and they start clinching, they're hurt. And what I was frustrated about was Natasha Jonas could have taken Terri Harper out, man. Had she avoided the clinches and continued giving power shots, hooks, right? Jabs, power punches, through the guard, at a distance, and avoiding Terri Harper's clinches, she could have knocked Terri Harper down, man. And that would have been a win, definitely. I'm sure Terri Harper probably could have gotten up, but I mean, the game would have changed. I mean, the game would have changed completely. Man, so I don't know if you guys remember that or saw it, that, man, Natasha Jonas rocked Terri Harper. And then it was like the last minute of the round. I don't remember the time exactly, but man, Natasha Jonas rocked her. And the commentators even said, oh my gosh, she's hurt. I was watching in Spanish. I think it was ESPN2, ESPN Knockout something. Man, I mean, Natasha Jonas could have had it. She had the win in her pocket, man. Even though Terri Harper would have gotten up, I mean, that's a problem here. The problem here was that Natasha Jonas, it seemed like, she let Terri Harper clinch her, man. She let her clinch her, and that's the problem right there, man. She should have just fought at a distance when she was hurt. Stay active at a distance with the jab, with power hooks. Boom, power jab, bam. You know what I mean? Hurt her, get her down again. Because she was about to go down, man. Terri Harper, go back and watch the fight. She was going to go down. She was hurt, but the clinches gave Terri Harper time to breathe, to recuperate, and she was constantly clinching, man. She was constantly clinching. Natasha Jonas should use her footwork to back up and fight at a distance. Power, keep throwing power punches at a distance, man. Power hooks, boom, uppercuts, bam. And Terri Harper, I think she would have went down, man. She would have gone down. The fight would have changed completely right there. Completely. It wouldn't have been a draw. Definitely not, man. But I personally think Natasha Jonas won the fight, but very slimly, a very slim win, but man, I hope they rematch. I really don't know what they're going to do. I have heard something along those lines. I think there's a rematch clause, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, oh man, I hope they do rematch. It's going to be amazing if they rematch. I mean, so hats off to Terri Harper and Natasha Jonas, man. Beautiful. And I remember, I repeat, Natasha Jonas, man, she's first time British Olympian. So, I mean, I think she got a silver medal. So, she's I really like Natasha Jonas, man. I like both. I mean, great fighters, but I was pushing for Natasha Jonas to win. Let me go back to the comments here real quick. Melon Splitter is in the building. Melon Splitter, thank you for tuning in, man. Remember, get them likes up, family. Remember to share. Okay, with all you guys got any boxing friends, go ahead and share. ESPN Deportes. That's what I'm talking about, Bruce goes. Definitely. Yeah, I was on ESPN Deportes. Yep. Yeah, thanks, man. Man, you're in it, bro. I thank you so much, Bruce goes, for them comments, man. Thanks so much, man. You say things that I don't have that I can't remember, and you clarify it for me, man. I appreciate it, bro. So, it was a really action-packed fight. I enjoyed every second of it, man. Awesome stuff. Now, what do you think? Do you think women's boxing should have 3-minute rounds? I mean, I think it's cool as it is. Excuse me. I think it's good as it is because, I think personally that if they were to move it up to 3-minute rounds, there would be less action. I think it would be like that. There would be moments of action, and then there would be moments of just relaxing, and just just in the middle of the ring, checking each other, studying each other out. Like I said, I think a lot has to do with it. I think a lot has to do with the action in women's fighting is the 2-minute rounds, because they got to win rounds. So they got to be active. They got to win it. They're going to fight to win it because they're short rounds. So, I mean, I think it's cool as it is. And 2-minute rounds for women is great. I think it's nice. So, like I was saying, I think there is a rematch clause between these champions, these warriors, man. I think, matter of fact, speaking of that, of a rematch, I think Eddie Hearn, he talked about something along the lines that they want to do it again. So I think, I think they're going to have a rematch. Hopefully they do. Man, shouts out to these ladies. I mean, wonderful warriors. It was awesome. Good fight, man. Good fight. So keep an eye out for Natasha Jonas, definitely. And her opponent, man. I mean, that was good stuff right there, man. So anyway, so now let's get to Jamal James versus Thomas Dulorme. Okay. Jamal James is a tall welterweight. Wow, he's a tall guy, man. What is he, 6'8", something like that? I mean, I don't remember, but he's tall. He is a tall welterweight, man. So that's the first thing that stuck out to me when I saw them in the ring. I was like, wow, look at the height of this guy. And that height, gives advantage, fighting at a distance. And that's exactly what, Jamal James did. Fighting Dulorme at a distance, great boxing, great footwork, great ringmanship. Thomas Dulorme, power puncher, really strong power puncher. Man, you can hear those punches, man, when he was punching. Wow, vicious puncher. Thomas Dulorme, man, a vicious puncher in the welterweight division, man. Wow. Power in those punches, though. If I'm not mistaken, he had Jamal James nose bleeding. In the first few rounds, I don't remember which round it was, but early in the fight, had his nose bleeding by a power punch. Bam! I think it was a right hand. Man, ain't no joke right there. Dulorme's punches are powerful. Now, Jamal James, I mean, boxes wonderfully. He's one of those technicians in the ring. But then again, what's great about Jamal James is that he exchanges blows also. This is what I like about Jamal James. Okay? One moment, hold on. Excuse me. So this is what I like about Jamal James, that he exchanges punches with his opponent. And that's what's great. I think that's awesome. He doesn't just box on the outside. He can also box on the inside. He can fight on the inside. He exchanges blows on the inside. With calculated punches. That's what I like about Jamal James. He's smart. He's really high IQ in the ring. Knows how to work the ring, knows how to fight at a distance, knows how to use his height and reach advantage. And Thomas Dulorme worked on the inside amazingly. Power punches off the charts, man. But Jamal James, he did great, man. I really liked what he brought to the table. And the thing here is that it's interesting because if I remember correctly, Jamal James, I think his grandmother died, man, passed when he was in camp for this fight. So he talked about something like that, that he had some emotions, in fight camp. It's sad. There have been fighters who have lost loved ones during fight camp, training. And just imagine, I understand we don't know, when we think of a grandmother or grandfather, maybe we think of them sometimes as distant, but we don't know like how close Jamal James was to his grandmother. But if she was close to him, it hurts. Losing any loved one, it hurts. Especially, the impression that generally speaking, grandmothers bring, they bring love, they're tender, you know what I mean? So I'm sure, he said it himself that Jamal James had like mixed emotions, in fight camp. And look at the performance that he gave, guys. Look at the performance that he gave in this fight. That shows that he has a strong mind. He has a strong psyche. Psychologically, he's strong. And that says a lot, man. That says a lot. And he gave a wonderful performance. I really like what he brings in the welterweight division. I think a lot of people saw that. Everybody saw that with, Jamal James. He's 27 27 wins, 1 loss. And this was just a wonderful win. And it was an important win. You guys all know that if it was for the WBA interim title, I think. I'm not really too much into belts and stuff like that with these, regular, super, interim, diamond, whatever. But what the important thing here that we do know is that this opened up doors for him. Okay, this fight opened up important doors for Jamal James, and this is the welterweight division, man. This is what's so exciting about it, and this is what's so awesome about it. This is the welterweight division, ladies and gentlemen, and look at the skills that he's bringing. Hats off to Thomas Dulorme. He put up a great fight. He put all his heart into it, but Jamal James was just a smarter guy. Boxing beautifully, technician in the ring. And also he can go toe to toe also. And he has a chin because Thomas Dulorme was given punches that were strong power punches. And Jamal James didn't even look phased. Okay, that's another thing I wanted to talk about, that Jamal James, he can take a punch, man. He can take a punch. Bruce Coates, real quick, let me get to Bruce Coates. Buster Douglas, excuse me, Buster Douglas losing his mother was sad, and he channeled it toward a world championship. Man, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Lots of fighters have, lost family members in their careers, some in their camps during training camp, for important fights. And look at that. I think Bruce goes with, man, that's important. Channeling hardships. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people let their emotions and grief, just take over, man. And it's sad, and when we apply it, with these fighters and we apply it to our lives, we can learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always love to, make it meaningful. What does that mean? Making meaningful. We use that in the career I'm in, as far as languages, learning foreign languages. Making something meaningful is applying it to your own life, applying it to your own reality. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Applying it to our personal life, our personal surroundings, and, channeling what Buster Douglas did, man, that's amazing. Losing, the amazing part, I'm talking about channeling the difficulty, channeling the grief, and turning it into something amazing. Okay, it's just like y'all, you've seen it time and time again and heard of it. It's like, breaking a vase. Some people pronounce it vase, other people pronounce it vases. It's like breaking a vase. It falls on the floor. It's holding beautiful roses. You have a vase in your kitchen, in your living room, what have you, beautifully positioned, beautiful vase. Of many colors or of one, exquisite color, whatever, elegant color, maybe maroon, a dark red blood color comes to mind, right? And then it falls on the pieces, and, what some people do, a lot of people do, and they do that. They take it up as a craft and a hobby, right? That they get broken pieces, shattered vases or shattered, pieces, and they put it back together. They glue it back together, and it looks so beautiful. Even though it's all in pieces put together, it looks beautiful. It looks like a work of art. And this is exactly what Buster Douglas did, man. And that's just so difficult, man. I mean, losing a family member, like a mother, a father, like I said, it just depends on the relationship of each one. Maybe some people are very distant from their mother and lose their mom, and it probably doesn't really affect them too much. But, for most of us, I guess we can say generally speaking, for most of us, man, our moms are everything, man, and losing a mom, oh my gosh, it's just, there's no words, and so that's what I'm saying. I get back to what I was saying. People can't recover from that. A lot of people just don't recover from those kinds of things. It's just hard, man. There aren't words to describe. And unfortunately, that's life, man. That's life. I remember I have an acquaintance, his mom passed away recently. I have an acquaintance, his mom passed away, and he was telling me, I went to give a little bit of support and be with him. And I was like, this is life, man. I mean, I told him, this is life, bro. Life goes on, man. I mean, obviously I understand you're in grief. It hurts. It really hurts. I'm here for you, bro. But, you just got to push forward, man. Do your best, be with your family, over this, incident. this grief, support them, be a pillar. That's what I was telling them. Be a pillar to those who are in grief also around you. Be a pillar to them. Be their support also. But keep pushing forward, man. Keep pushing forward, and then we just got to look ahead, man. I mean, I don't know what. Sometimes I don't even know what to say, man. I just, those kinds of things are just so hard. But look at what Buster Douglas did. Thank you, Bruce Goes, for mentioning that, man. That's good stuff right here. Buster Douglas lost his mom. And he channeled it. You see, that's what we got to do in life, guys. As fighters in life, ladies and gentlemen, we are all fighters. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about talking boxing, man. We apply these things. So Jamal James lost his grandmother. Buster Douglas lost his grandmother. What did these guys do? What did these champs do? They channeled it. Even though the emotions are there, the emotions are mixed. It hurts, but we got to channel that grief. We got to channel that hurt and make it into something beautiful. Man, I love it. Bruce Goes, that's what life is all about. Oh, we got knockouts with Nika. Hey, I appreciate you, girl. I sent you what's up there a day, girl. Keep that in mind, sister. All right, keep that in mind. We're going to have you on soon again, all right? We got to have you on soon. Talking this boxing. You know what it is, man. Bruce Goes saluting Knockouts with Nika. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Knockouts with Nika. Check your what's up, girl. Check your what's up. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we got to have you on soon. The thing here is I like to have guests that I have on before, have them on periodically because, there's so many good stuff talking boxing with guests here. Knockouts with Nika. Bruce Goes, hello, saluting the family. That's what I'm talking about. Remember to subscribe to Knockouts with Nika. Go subscribe to her. Definitely. Go subscribe. I see her subscribers are moving up. It's awesome, man. Oh, you're at work listening. That's what it's all about, girl. That's what it's all about. We're talking about some important things in life. How we apply these boxing aspects and what boxers go through, applying it to our own lives also. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and go back when we finish the live, go back to the beginning also, what we talked about. It was actually just moments before you came in here where we started applying these kind of things, hardships in life. Jamal James lost his grandmother, during camp, and he said that he had a lot of mixed emotions. He had a lot of mixed emotions, in fight camp, preparing for Thomas Dulorme. But he channeled it. And like what Bruce Goes said about Buster Douglas, lost his mother, but he channeled that hardship, and he made it into something beautiful. He turned it into something, and that's the thing. When we go through, I'm going to get a little bit back to, what Jamal James stuff, but, this is important. This is an important thing we got to talk about, and it edifies us all. You know what I mean? It helps us all that, anything that we go through life that's tragic and breaks our hearts, it's just really hard to get over those things. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bruce Goes real quick says here, if we don't pass it on, it loses value. Exactly. We have to pass it on. We have to, build each other up in these things because we learn a lot, man. So, so the thing is that when we go through any hardship in life, man, it's really, really hard because some people are more emotional than others. That's the thing here. Even men, you know what I'm saying? Even maybe men don't like to express it. Men are typically seen as the macho, the more testosterone type. If I'm not mistaken, women have testosterone also, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I'm not a medic or anything like that, okay, but and I think men have some estrogen, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong, it's all good. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is that, even men, some men, men are emotional, some more than others. Women are emotional, maybe some express it more than others. Because I have known, many women, as far as and don't take it the wrong way. It's like through my professional career, professional life, people in my surroundings, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that, I've been with many women. I've been, no. It just means I have known a lot, several women in life where it seems that some express their emotions more than others. I have, you guys know it also that, women also seem to, don't show their emotions too much. And are more like they have their emotions a lot more under control. Other women express their emotions a lot more and show it a lot more, and reveal it a lot more. The way they talk, the way they conduct themselves and express themselves. Same with men. Okay, but maybe men don't like to express it or whatever. But we see here Jamal James, he's confessing it. He had a lot of mixed emotions. And when we go through these kinds of things, I'm saying, any tragic thing in life. Okay, hold on, let me get to the chat. Nike is being straight up. Sorry about the dogs in the back. Like I said, they're having fun in the yard, barking away, man. Okay, we got knockouts with Nika saying, go through what we go through. Definitely, man. You see, that's a thing. But that's not what made me laugh. I'm going to get to it in a moment. Go through what we go through. Exactly. We got to go through what we go through. You know, it's just hard, man. I'm those type of people too. I'm a very emotional person, but at the same time, you got to belt, you know, roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty and push on, push forward, because the past is the past, you know, and the only thing we can do with the past, the only thing that we can do, you know, with our past experiences is make it work for us. You know what I'm saying? Make it work for us. Make it work for the betterment of our today. You know, we learn from the past. And how do we do that? By learning and growing from the experiences and how to do better from those experiences today, you know, and work for tomorrow, you know. And Bruce Go says, you're right, sir. Thank you so much. Definitely, man. You guys are right too, you know. And knockouts with Nike say, I'm definitely one of those. You know, I think I misread it before I was laughing. When I laughed, I thought it was, I'm definitely not one of those women. So what are you saying exactly, girl? That you are one of those women who don't express your emotions much, or who do express your emotions much? I think you're inclining more to who do express emotions much. Yeah, or no? So that's the thing, you know. This is for both. Genders, you know, for men and women. Some are more emotional, some are less. And these fighters, Buster Douglas, Jamal James, you know, channeling hardships, channeling, you know, difficulties in our lives, crisis, and make it work for us. You know what I'm saying? Make it. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Nika, that you're right too. Knockouts. Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. I'm emotional and I express it. Yeah, I was thinking that because of the videos you push out. It's all good though. We're all different. You know what I'm saying? We're all different and we all learn from each other. And that's awesome. That's what it's about, man. That's awesome. It's all good. We're all wired differently. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. So Jamal James, you know, he lost his grandmother, had mixed emotions, and look what he did. He won a really tough opponent. Thomas Dulorme was a really tough opponent. I mean, he punched hard. And like I said, man, look at the punches that you go back and watch the fight. The punches that Jamal James took were strong punches. I was thinking, man, he's going to get phased if he doesn't watch out. I was thinking around the middle of the fight, I was thinking, man, Jamal James, if you don't watch out, bro, and he was watching out. He was really smart in the ring. He was really boxing Thomas at a distance. But at the same time, Jamal James would fight on the inside. That's the thing about Jamal James. So I mentioned a moment ago that Jamal James is an inside fighter too. He's not scared to exchange blows. And that's what surprised me of Jamal James. That tool that he brought, you know, in the ring. He brought that tool out. He wasn't just boxing at a distance, like at the beginning of the fight, pop, 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 nice jab at a distance, you know, run around, you know, using his wonderful footwork, you know, but when Thomas Dulorme would throw some punches on the inside, Jamal James would give 4 more punches. And that was awesome, man. So Jamal James has a chin. He can take some strong punches, man. He can take some punches. Okay. And that's what caught my attention a lot about Jamal James. Tough welterweight. And now he got the WBA, right? Interim. I mean, the important thing here, okay, like I said a moment ago, I'm not the best with titles, whatever they're called. You know, all these titles, I don't know, belts and stuff. If I'm not mistaken, Nika mentioned that in a recent video about, you know, there's so many belts. And I remember she put like a picture in her video about all the belts. And she said something along the lines of, it was funny. She said something along the lines of, I'll just get a belt out of my closet and they can fight for that belt. Funny stuff that Nika was talking about there. And I agree, you know, there's just so many belts. Who the heck knows all the belts that are out there? Okay. There are so many belts that, you know, Roy Jones Jr. fight and the Mike Tyson fight, exhibition fight, there's going to be a special belt made. I mean, come on, man. What are we playing here? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. I'm not saying about the boxing. You don't play boxing, but about the belts, man. It's just crazy. Whatever. If I'm not mistaken, that's what Nika was talking about. I think she was talking about they were making a special belt. I think she was talking about those lines. And she, you know what? Get a belt out of my closet. They can fight for that. Funny stuff. So the important thing here, though, about Jamal James getting this belt, you know, WBA interim, whatever, that it's opening up more doors. That's the thing here. It's opening up more doors for Jamal James in, I repeat, the welterweight division. Y'all know there are some great names in the welterweight division. That's why I'm excited about this. Hey, Jamal James said, he would like to get it. He wants to fight Manny Pacquiao. Okay. But check this out. Okay, it's great to fight Manny Pacquiao. I think that's good. But check what he said, though. He said he wants any big name welterweights. Ha. Alert, welterweight division. Alert. Watch out. Look at this big guy, man. Tall. Look at this. Look at his height. Look at his reach advantage. Look at Jamal James' IQ, footwork. He's not scared to exchange blows. Okay, I mean, this is an alert, man. This is welterweight division. Watch out, man. Jamal James is coming. He's coming your way. He's coming your way. He would like to fight Manny Pacquiao. I repeat, he said something along these lines, and he said, but he wants. He says it don't matter. He said, I don't. It doesn't matter. I want any big name welterweight. Wow, man. Welterweight division is on alert. Watch out. Yeah, Nika. Too many titles to keep up with. Exactly. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. And that's why I don't pay attention to this. I don't really I do know this, though. It's important that there are more doors opening up for Jamal James in welterweight division. That's the important thing. Because of this fight that he won, more doors opened up for him. Awesome. And this is a tall welterweight, super tall. He knows how to fight wonderfully at a distance. He's not scared to exchange blows. He has an amazing chin. He took some punches from Thomas Dulorme. I don't know if many people are really focusing on that aspect and post-fight reactions, but I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at the punches he took. He didn't even look phased. I mean, wow. I don't know if I'm the only one talking about this in post-fight reactions, but man, Jamal James took the best of punches from Thomas Dulorme, and he still looked like he was focused. He was alert. He wasn't phased. He wasn't rocked. He wasn't seeing stars. You know, his eyes weren't like dazed off when he get, you know, because when you get punched hard like that, you're in the daze. You're just, and then your legs start wobbling. Not like that. I mean, wow, man, welterweight division. Watch out. Now, if we go to the rankings, okay, Jamal James is up there. He got this. You got the names. You guys already know the names. I would love to see, because remember, I repeat, this is from his own mouth, Jamal James' own mouth. You know what I mean? He wants any of the big name welterweights. So he's talking about he wants any of the big name welterweights. He's talking about Mikey Garcia. No, I wanted to call him a really big name welterweight, but yeah, I mean, I made a video. I repeat it. I've been saying it time and time again that I think personally that Mikey Garcia is, I think he's like a B level welterweight, right? Because of his weight. I think you guys know why. You know, when he fought Jesse Vargas, you know, I broke it down in my video there. I made a video on that. I think it was a post-fight reaction on Jesse Vargas and Mikey Garcia. Jesse Vargas was landing way too many shots on Mikey Garcia, man. To my satisfaction, Jesse Vargas was landing lots of shots on him, man. And but Mikey did great. But you know, I mean, I just kind of see Mikey as a B-level welterweight, right? That's just my humble opinion. So the reason why I say that is because I don't think Mikey is a really big name in the welterweight division. He's a name, though. He's a name. I'm not undermining Mikey. Definitely not. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's a name, I guess. But more than that is we got Danny Garcia, but he's busy with Spence right now. We all know that. Excuse me. Ugas. I'm not sure if Ugas is in one of the PBC cards. You know, there's so many fights out there right now. They're PBC's bumping right now, man. So that's awesome. But still, I mean, generally speaking, okay. Generally speaking, you got Danny Garcia, but he's busy with Spence. We know that, but that's a name. Ugas, he's a name. You know, to fight Jamal James. Oh my gosh, that would be an amazing fight. That would be amazing. I don't even know if they fought before, right? Jamal James versus Ugas. Can somebody remind me? Can somebody freshen my memory? Hold on. I don't think he has fought. Just wait a second, please. Just bear with me a moment. Okay, let me just look it up real fast, right? I don't think he's fought. No, he has not. No, he hasn't fought Ugas. Okay. So, yeah, he has. Sorry. Okay, guys, let me go back. Let me go here. I'm here. Okay, so he's fought Ugas and he lost. But remember, this was back in 2016, though. I mean, it's 2020 now, baby. It's 2020 now. What if they rematched? Oh man, that would be awesome. What if they rematched? You know, I mean, okay, check it out. You guys know this. I mean, you know, time and time. That's why I love it. The series that I got, you know, with the OGs, with Brother Reggie, you know, boxing conversations with Reggie Owens. We just finished part 5 recently, boxing then and now. I made a playlist on it in my YouTube page. Go check it out. The playlist, boxing then and now. And, you know, the OGs there, Storm B-Man, you know, Curtis Anderson, Reggie Owens. You know, what I love in his channel is he's doing a fight. He's calling fights, old classic fights. He just called one recently. Old classic fights from back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. These guys would rematch each other time and time again. I mean, just go back. I mean, you don't have to go back too far. We talk about Pacquiao and Manuel Marquez. Juanma, they call him here in Mexico. Juan Manuel Marquez. How many times they have rematched? Several times. You know what I'm saying? I mean, legends have fought time and time again. Rematch. Sugar Ray Robinson. Go back to those days. You know, they have fought opponents time and time again. You know what I'm saying? So do not discard Jamal James rematching Ugas. I mean, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I mean, oh man, I would love to see that fight. I would love it. And then you got them. Okay, you got those names. You even got Virgil Ortiz Jr. He's a prospect. I get it. I mean, yeah, but that would be fun to watch. I would love it. You got Sean Porter. Now, Sean Porter would be great too. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen, because Dulorme punches hard like Porter. I even probably tend to think that Dulorme punches harder than Porter, man. Porter hits hard. I'm sorry. Dulorme punches hard. I think a lot of people are undermining this, man, not paying attention to the chin that Jamal James has and the punch power he was receiving from Dulorme. Jamal James is game, man. I really do see him as really promising in the welterweight division. The welterweight division has been fire, man. It's been fire the past few years. You know what I'm saying? Let me get to the chat real quick and we'll continue to this. What he was going through, excuse me, what he was going through mentally was more pain. I know, sister. I mean, this is just, it's great that you bring that up. Let me repeat this. What he was going through mentally was more painful. That's why those punches. You think so, girl? That's an really interesting angle you brought up. I haven't thought of it much like that. What he was going through mentally was more painful. That's why man, wow. And this is where the common principle and frequently said principle is applied. Obviously, we've said it time and time again. You have heard it millions of times, thousands of times, maybe. I thank the people for jumping in the building. I thank you guys so much, man. I see you guys. You guys are jumping in. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. We're about 1 hour into this. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing it. Thank you remember to get the likes up. Remember to subscribe. Remember to subscribe to Knockouts with Nika, my sister. Go subscribe to her if anybody isn't. All right. As a matter of fact, the live that me and Nika had together, I put the link in that description, so go check it out. Okay, I think the video is called Live with Nika, something like that. Renee Box Young with Nika, something along those lines. All right, so go check it out. The link of her channel is in the description. Go check it out. All right, so go subscribe to her if anybody isn't. Okay, so great stuff that she has pushing out. So that's true. Like that gets back to what I'm saying. So what's the principle that's commonly said in boxing or in combat sports? I mean, you know, I recently have been covering, you know, I'm trying to push more about, you know, just a little bit more UFC because I definitely respect those fighters too. You know, fighting is, you know, combat sports, and then we can apply it to anything in our lives. You know, many things in our lives. It's 90%, or I don't think there's a perfect percentage, whatever. Approximately 90% mental, 10% physical. And this is where I think Knockouts with Nika applies perfectly. What he was going through mentally, which is approximately 90%, you know, was more painful. You know, what he was feeling was more mental pain, emotional pain than the punches. Wow. You know, mind over matter, right? What's commonly known also, I don't even know where the heck that phrase comes from, but it's really, it's a powerful principle. Mind over matter. You see? And that's exactly what was happening with Jamal James in this fight. The loss of his grandmother, you know, I mean, man, good stuff, sister. Good stuff. I mean, that's a really good angle of looking at it. You know, what Jamal James was going through, the pain he was going through. You know, I personally lost a grandmother. I think I mentioned it before. in one of my lives. I don't remember. I lost a grandmother, man. She was near and dear to my heart. When I was a kid back in Arizona, she was in our lives a lot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she wasn't a daily, you know what I'm saying, with us daily or anything, because we lived quite a distance in the city. Ever since I was a baby, man, I mean, she was with us. She has done so much for us. I'm here in Mexico right now. Man, I can't even begin to describe what she has done for me here in Mexico, man. Man, I mean, man, it really does hurt. It really, especially when you got a grandmother. Like I said, Jamal James, I don't know how close he was to his grandmother, but he expressed it. He was going through mixed emotions, so it hurt him. I'm sure she was close, and that's the thing when these things. I mean, it's just a trip, man. I mean, like I said, I know from experience. I lost both my grandmothers, and man, it's hard. It really is hard, man. And that's what Bruce Go said. Maybe that's why Bud put the pedal on with Kell Brook. Yeah, man. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, so that can be. But what are you referring to exactly, bro? Because I got kind of mixed here. I don't know. The thing here is that fight, I'm honestly not too interested in it, bro. I'll respect it, though. You know what I'm saying? I respect Bud, man. Bud's a great fighter. That same story time and time again. All the platforms speak about it. We all know Bud's great, but I'm not too excited about him fighting Kell Brook, bro. I mean, I don't see Kell Brook too much more in fighting, bro. I mean, oh, Bruce goes. You're talking. Okay, so that fight will happen. Which one? Bud versus Kell or Jamal versus Ugas? Bud fought him in the amateurs. Oh, so you're talking about Bud versus? Can you clarify that, bro? Bud versus who? Kell Brook or Jamal James? I don't think they fought in the amateurs. They probably did, right? I really don't know about the amateur career. So go ahead and you can clarify that while I continue here. So Jamal James, okay, look at the names in the welterweight division. We talked about a few already. We talked about Ugas, right? We talked about, Danny Garcia. He's a little busy right now, but it's all good. It's in the future. Talked about Danny Garcia. Pacquiao, yeah. But I think, Pacquiao, watch him. Virgil Ortiz, he's a prospect, but it would be interesting. Sean Porter, that's where we left off. Jamal James with Porter, and that would be a good test for Porter because, Jamal James is a tall guy. That would be great for Porter. A tall fighter like Jamal James, man, fighting at a distance like that would be an amazing fight, man. Jamal James versus Sean Porter. I would love it. Bud's taking that fight to keep away from Manny. But Bud will fight Brook. So so that will happen, huh? Wow. Yeah, that's cool, though. I think Bud's going to take him out anyway, so, I think we know the story there. But, I guess it would be nice to watch. It would be nice to watch, just to see Bud fight. I like watching Bud fight, so, but, just, I don't know, bro. I'm going to make a live on this. I'm going to have to make a live on Bud and his trajectory and what I think about it. I made some videos before, but I just to break it down on a live, that would be awesome. That would be, so just, have you guys comment too. The Brook fight is almost in the bag. Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. I'm really not too excited about it, though, bro. I mean, Bud's going to take him out, man. Brook is just, Brook got some skills, though. Kell Brook has skills, you know what I mean? But I just kind of, I'm going to speak honestly. I kind of lost interest with, in Brook when, Triple G and Spence took him out. I mean, it was a really exciting fight with, with Spence and Brook. Wow, man, I loved it. I just don't think, the reason why I say it, I don't think Brook is going to bring what he brought when he fought Spence, man. I don't think he's going to be that. He's not going to, that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't think it's going to be the same Brook, man. It's not going to be the same Brook, man. It's not going to be the same Brook. I just don't think, it's not going to be the same Brook, dude. It sounds like I'm a broken record, right? But I don't think that Brook is going to bring the same tenacity, the same energy, the same even skills to a certain extent that he brought when he fought Spence. I don't think so, man. It's been years, man. I don't think so. Nah, dude. That's why I'm not too excited about it. But it's going to be fun to watch Bud again, right? I mean, but man, Bruce, you got me itching to talk about Bud and the situation there. I'm gonna have to make a live about this. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to go live. I think this or next week about this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Bruce, thank you so much for that, bro. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. So we got Virgil Ortiz, Sean Porter. Virgil, even though Virgil Ortiz is a prospect, we all know that. Even though Jerome Ennis is a prospect, we all know that. Why not? Why not? Okay, Jerome Ennis, okay, he lives in that gym. He trains in his sleep. Man, Jerome Ennis, always in weight, always ready, always wants to fight. Man, why not? Jamal James versus, wow. Guys, the welterweight division is fire, and even more fire with Jamal James in the mix with this recent win. Man, I love it. Me either, but yeah, I feel you, bro. Me either, but Bud needs to fight and Brook it. Yeah, that's the thing. If you look at it that way, that's true. Bud needs to be active. So that's the good thing about Bud. All power to Bud, bro. Definitely. Bud needs to be active, and hey, go fight, Bud. Go fight, Brook. I mean, there's no problem with that. Easy payday? I don't know, because remember, what did Bud recently say? He said, I ain't paying any pay cut. I ain't taking any pay cuts. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, but we'll see, right? As far as the money, that's his business, whatever, right? I don't really focus too much on that. But it's important sometimes to speak about it because, I mean, that's all they talk about, these fighters nowadays. A lot of these fighters just talk about, I mean, unfortunately, right? A lot of fighters constantly talk about the money, so. But that's his business. We'll see what happens, right? Yeah, easy payday. Yeah, he'll take Brook out. He'll take him out, man. I don't think he's not going to last long. Brook probably go halfway. He'll probably go halfway, and then Bud's going to knock him out. So Jamal James versus Ennis, why not? Keith Thurman, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Keith Thurman, but whatever, right? That's a name. I mean, I'm just throwing names out there in the welterweight division. So we got that. Sergey Lipinets, I think he's fighting Lipinets. Lipinets, sorry, pronunciation. I don't know how to pronounce that, but so you got Sergey Lipinets. That would be cool, but I think Jamal James is just, he would take out Sergey easily. He would take out Sergey, man, with the boxing style that Sergey has. And Jamal James is just his IQ is way up there, and he would box circles around Sergey Lipinets in my personal opinion. So you got great names. Why not fight Porter? Why not rematch Ugas? Maybe down the line, why not fight Danny Garcia? Why not fight even Jerome Ennis? Why not fight Virgil Ortiz? You see what I'm saying? You got some great names in the welterweight division, man. Bud Crawford, and eventually in the future. But Bud is not. I mean, that I'm gonna have to make. I have to make it live on this because I gotta express my opinion on Bud a little bit more in depth. I have to exhaustively just go into Bud, because. But why not fight Bud in the future? But that's not gonna happen. I don't think we'll see a Jamal James and a Bud because I think you guys all know the story there. Porter is fighting IBO champ Sebastian. Yeah, he's gonna fight Formella. And Ms. Boxing, salute to Ms. Boxing. We had a live together recently, and she was describing, and I didn't know that fighting IBO champ Formella may open up the door if Porter wins, if Porter beats Formella, which I think is going to definitely happen. That opens up the door for Porter to unify with Spence for the WBC again to rematch Spence. But I think Porter rematching Spence would be a definitely fun and action-packed fight. But I'm not really too interested in that. I'm more interested, with the welterweight division. I'm more interested in seeing Bud fight top names. I mean, that's just point blank period right there on that one, man. We got to go live on that one, okay? So we'll see, man. Sky's the limit for Jamal James. Sky is definitely the limit for Jamal James, and I'm gonna keep my eye on this guy. Oh man, I think he's coming from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So salute to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Rest in peace, Mr. Floyd. I think he passed there. Rest in peace to Mr. Floyd. You know what I'm saying? So from the same area, from same city, Minneapolis. So Jamal James looks like a really promising welterweight. Maybe I'm probably hyping him up too much, but I don't think so. I don't think what I'm describing of Jamal James and, the optimism and enthusiasm, charisma that I'm just expressing concerning Jamal James in the welterweight division, I don't think it's hype. Because what I saw, against Dulorme, it looks like he's a promising welterweight. So we'll see what happens, man. I got to get going, man. I got to go do some stuff. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to share this, man. And Knockouts with Nika, go subscribe to her. Remember, go subscribe to my sister, and go back a little bit more, Nika, so you go check it out. Those also who are, just jumping in or who will jump in later, go from the beginning, check out the live, man. We broke this down. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, liking, subscribing, and sharing. I repeat, I thank you so much for my recent subscribers also, man. I appreciate you guys so much. Love you all. We'll definitely be going live later and in the future and this week. I think this week, maybe Sunday. I'm not sure. But, you know, I'm going to continue definitely the series. I'm thinking I'm shooting for this Saturday, but I'm not definitely sure yet. I got some things planned for Saturday to continue the Boxing Then and Now series part 6. But if not, it will definitely be next Saturday. But in the meantime, I'll be pushing lives anyway. So thank you guys so much for your love and support. I appreciate you. Stay safe. I love to emphasize this, and I need to emphasize it to everybody. When, you know, stay safe. Take care of your health, you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're in crazy times right now with this whole virus and all this stuff, man. It's just a crazy year. Crazy year we're living in right now, 2020. A lot of people saying that 2020 is garbage. But remember what we talked about. Remember what we talked about in this live, you guys, about midway through the live, about what, 20 minutes ago or something. We talked about turning something difficult and tragic and horrible, turning it into something beautiful. Hey, even though a lot of people saying, you know, 2020 is garbage and whatever, right? Emoticons and emojis of the trash can and, you know, whatever you want to call it, emojis and all these clips coming out, you know, memes of 2020 being trash. Hey, let's turn it into something beautiful, man. Turn 2020 into something beautiful. Do something about it. You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna help us complaining about it, even though I have done it, but I kind of smacked myself up in the head. You know what I'm saying? Saying, you know what? I got to look up and I got to keep my faith. I got to, you know, be optimistic. I know it's hard, man. 2020, it does look like it sucks. And it does suck for a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? But let's make something out of it, man. Let's make something out of it, all right? Let's fight. Let's be like these fighters, you know what I'm saying? Make something out of this. So I thank you guys so much, man. Stay safe out there. Renee Box Young, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and get them shares up, you know what I'm saying? Likes up, subscribe. Those who maybe have tuned in for the first time. Renee Box Young, salute from the South. Peace. One love, man. Peace.